Okay. Hello, Peggy.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
Fine.
So, I know Peggy, you have been helping us in the volunteering office in Oskaloosa, and helping us do laundries and helping us run errands. And I know you're a hardcore Yangan, and we are wondering what triggered you to support Andrew Yang and his policy. Go ahead.
Well, I seeing like watching TV and just seeing what was going on with our country. That with the people at the top, they're supposed to be, the president and taking care and telling the truth and everything. And I'll be 67, so I might be on this earth another 20 years. But I'm thinking about the future for my grandchildren, other people's children and grandchildren. That what's this United States going to be like if we don't get it turned around and unite everybody instead of having all this, some people just and that was the main reason. And so I went on YouTube and I listened to everybody, all the different other candidates, and that because I knew they did not want Trump because of the things that he's, what he said and what he does, and then just it's out and out, it's lies. So I thought, no, we have to have somebody in there that, number one, knows how to really run a business, and this is what I saw when I was watching YouTube. I saw that Andrew really knows how to do this. He's done it. He's really done it, and he's got a good foundation with his family. And the two, I see his compassion and sensitivity toward his children and his wife. They're very strong. So that helps when you go into, especially politics. It's so stressful. And that he's young enough, he's got energy, and this is what another candidate, I can't see back in this other one because he's older, he's already had heart problems. The presidency, if you look at the presidents when they go into office, when they come out, they're aged. It's a very stressful job, so we need somebody that's like Obama was, younger, and even you could see how he aged. But background of myself, I worked as a nurse, and my husband was a police officer for years, and then he went back to school for engineering. But he was an athlete in high school, but then he had arthritis, and so then he took FDA approved medication, Celebrex and Vioxx. Well, then it destroyed his heart, so he had several heart attacks, and he had a final heart attack at 59, and he passed away. So that we went to Des Moines so he'd be with a specialist. So here the FDA has approved medication, so this is one thing that I really, and then my other concern was when we moved to Des Moines was the first time I ever saw homeless people really on the streets. So that was where my compassion. And Andrew asked me that one day when I went up to meet him. He said, "What would you do with $1,000?" And I said, "Well, I would start to get the people off the street." I said, when President Trump talks about I can't use the word, but the S countries that S whole countries. Well, we have people in America that, like right now in Iowa, that are sleeping in tents, and I take them like propane tanks for Mr. Buddy heaters, and they're in tents in this sub-zero weather, and we have wind chill factor. So my concern is I try to go collect coats and things like that for them. It's the grassroots to do something, and to get the churches united, and that's one thing I've seen. The churches will come together for that. But some churches, some of the pastors are millionaires, and they're not paying taxes, and they're not really doing for the people. They're just, getting big mansions and things like that. So when I see an Andrew, I have not seen that where he's just, thinking about how the White House was going to benefit him, how it's going to, make him money on the side or whatever. I don't see that in him. So that's a concern too. But and I also had a child that had an accident when he was 4, and I took care of him for years, and he passed away at home. But he was a special needs child. So then that's when I first got involved in politics years ago. We had a senator, Tom Harkins was a Democrat, and I helped him with the lobbying and helped to pass the bill for for special needs for handicap accessibility. And I didn't realize until I had my child in a wheelchair for years, going up and down steps because it was not handicap accessibility. So there was like many facets, but with Andrew, he's like, to me, he's got a good foundation, with his family, with his education, then that's where it starts. And then now he's built on that. And for him, was to walk away, not to just keep, because he could be a millionaire by being a lawyer. So here he's thinking about his children and his